Welcome to the Explainer. Have you ever stared at a complex circuit board and just wondered, what on earth is going on at a microscopic level? Well, today we're going to completely demystify power amplification. And we're doing it by, conceptually anyway, stepping right inside a high-tech digital lab. We're getting up close and personal with the pretty fascinating 3D component that literally powers the modern electronics we rely on every single day.
Seriously, just imagine for a second. What if your electronic components could actually come to life and explain themselves to you? Instead of, staring at dry, two-dimensional textbook diagrams and trying to hack together the math, what if the components just showed you how they work in real time, right there on the workbench? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to visualize. We're bringing the textbook into 3D.
Okay, let's dive right in. Welcome to the lab. Right in the center, standing proudly on a super detailed motherboard, meet our guide for today. It's the TIP41C transistor. And notice how it's totally come alive here. It's got this animated face, welcoming arms, and those three very distinct metallic legs planting it firmly into the board. Surrounded by glowing oscilloscopes and test gear in this darkened room, our tiny little 3D host is fully prepped to walk us step-by-step through the absolute essentials of power amplification.
Step 1. Inside the NPN structure. Let's look under the hood.
So the TIP41C is an NPN transistor. That basically means its core architecture is made up of a thin layer of p-type semiconductor that's tightly sandwiched between two thicker n-type layers. And this specific arrangement, it's the fundamental secret used to amplify or switch electrical signals in literally countless devices. Now, what's really interesting about this is how these internal N, P, and N blocks connect to the outside world, specifically to those three physical legs our host is standing on. The middle P layer connects to the base, marked with a B, and that acts as the crucial control valve. The top N layer connects to the collector, or C, which receives the main heavy influx of current. And then the bottom N layer connects to the emitter, E, where the combined current ultimately exits. Oh, and look closely at those tiny red and blue spheres zipping around in the diagram. They brilliantly map the electron and hole movement. It's kind of like a bustling microscopic highway of electrical charge flowing right through the material.
Step 2. Power amplification in action. So, how does this structure actually translate into usable work?
Let's move to and see how this builds a complete amplification cycle, exactly as it's mapped out here on the schematic. Step 1. A very weak, quiet input signal enters at Vn. Step 2. This small, fragile signal makes its way directly to the base of the transistor, basically turning that sensitive control valve we just talked about. Then, step 3, and this is where the magic happens, by applying that tiny current to the base, the transistor suddenly opens up and allows a massive amount of current to rush straight down from the collector to the emitter. And finally, step 4, an amplified, highly powerful signal exits the system at Vout. You're literally using a tiny electrical whisper to control an absolute roar of power.
Step 3. Reading the performance curves. Because every electronic component has physical limits, and engineers need to know exactly what those are.
This graph plots out those operational boundaries. Sweeping across the x-axis, we have voltage from 0 up to 60, while the y-axis measures current up to 10 amps. Those green arcs you see? They define the safe operating zones for different base currents. It's a precise mathematical roadmap of the transistor's health and its operating limits.
So the crucial point here is that number perched right at the absolute peak of the topmost green curve, 65. That indicates 65 watts. This specifically tells us the maximum power dissipation this exact TP41C transistor can safely handle. I mean, for a tiny piece of silicon and metal that can fit on the tip of your finger, managing 65 watts of raw power is just incredibly impressive engineering.
And highlighting the top of that y-axis, pushing 10 amps of current, is some serious heavy lifting. That number represents the absolute ceiling of the TIP41C's capabilities. Honestly, if you were to push past these numbers in a real circuit, our cheerful little animated host wouldn't be smiling anymore. It would overheat and burn up in a puff of smoke.
Let's step back and take in the entire workbench again. Look at how beautifully all these separate elements integrate. We have the internal NPN structure explaining the how, the intricate performance graph defining the how much, and right here in the foreground on the desk, we can even spot a yellow digital multimeter displaying a steady reading of 9.000. It all ties together perfectly to showcase a complete, living, and totally harmonious electrical system, all centered around our 3D transistor friend orchestrating the flow.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what's written in bold, glowing letters right across the ceiling of our digital lab. Power amplification explained. You have just watched complex semiconductor physics execute its core function right in front of you.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought for today. We've seen just one TIP41C flexing its microscopic muscles on the workbench. But the next time you turn on your stereo, fire up your computer, or even just flick a switch on a smart device, ask yourself, which tiny, hidden, almost living components are silently doing the heavy lifting in there? It really makes you look at your everyday electronics completely differently, knowing there's this whole hidden life of power, control, and amplification happening right beneath the plastic casing. Thanks for joining me in the lab today for this explainer. Keep exploring and keep asking questions.